Horns up and welcome to Headbanger's Kitchen Keto Basics or Keto 101, whatever you want to call it. This is the series where I take you step by step and help you get started on your keto journey. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and hit that bell icon so you get notifications when I upload a brand new video. In the first episode of this series, I showed you guys how to calculate your calorie requirement and your macronutrient requirement using the available online keto calculators. And you can click somewhere up here and watch it. You'll see a little I button. And today I'm going to show you how to log your food using the Myfitnesspal app. Now there are many apps that you can use to log your macros and your calories, but MFP works best for me as I found it the easiest to use. So today I'm going to show you how to set up your MFP account and log the food that you eat. Now, why do you need to log your food? There are multiple reasons for this, but I'll very quickly go through them. The first one I feel is that logging your food makes you disciplined. It sort of helps you control the quantity of food you are eating, and that just makes for more efficient weight loss. Especially if you are doing keto for weight loss, I think it's vital to log your macros and your calories, and that will definitely help you achieve your goals. The other reason you log your food is just because it kind of really makes you aware of how many calories things are, of how much food you are consuming, how much of your fat, carbs and protein you are actually eating. To be very honest, most of us don't have a clue what is in our food. You may think, oh, I'm just having a spoon of ketchup, or I'm having just a hamburger, or I'm having just a slice of pizza, and you have no clue. I remember when I was not on keto and when I was calorie counting, I went to Hard Rock Cafe and I ate a burger thinking, oh, I just ate a burger. It was 1800 calories for the entire burger with the french fries and the salad and everything, and my mind was like, whoa. So that is one of the reasons I think it's very important to log your food, even if you're not doing it for weight loss, just to get an idea of the food that you are actually consuming. Now, before we start this video, I need all of you to do something for me. I need you to go and buy this. This is a kitchen scale and it is going to be your best friend on the keto diet. I know my American friends, you love your cup measures, but I'm very sorry, cup measures are largely inaccurate across the world. They vary quite a bit, and trust me guys, nothing is more accurate than the weighing scale for measuring out your food, and even for your baking. Like, baking is such a scientific cooking method that you need to be precise, and the weighing scale is just that. If you want, I'll leave a link below for where you can purchase one of these scales, and I'll give you like the Amazon link for it. And of course, I must warn you, I'm an Amazon affiliate, and basically what I mean is, if you buy it using my link, I'll probably make some money. Anyway, enough jibber jabber my friends, let's get on with the video now. Alright folks, so to get started, we're going to go to myfitnesspal.com. That's the first step, and we're going to sign up for an account. Now I'm going to use my email address, but you can use Facebook if you find that easier. What I will do is, let me make a Headbangers Kitchen account, and of course I won't tell you my password because, well, I don't want you to hack my account, but yeah. So I'm going to continue now. Oh my good lord, email address, I made a mistake. So you need to put your email address here and type in a password. Pretty simple, basic stuff that everyone can understand. Alright, so now let's put in my information. Alright, my current weight is, like I said, 66 kilograms. I can't remember how tall I am, so I'm going to look for 5 feet 6 inches in centimeters. I'm 167.6 centimeters. That's pretty easy. 167.6 centimeters. My goal weight is, let's say, 63 kilograms. I'm a man, as you guys know. I'm going to put in my date of birth, which is June 19th, 1982. Any of you guys born the same year as I am? Alright, they don't need all this stuff. Alright, I have a sedentary lifestyle. I don't really work out. I want to track my calories. And what is your goal? You can put whatever goal you like. I'm sticking to half a kilogram a week. That's just the default. And no, I would not like to receive your e-newsletter. Alright, save and continue. Alright, so now they need a whole bunch of stuff which I'm going to skip. Yeah, but if any of you want a referral, I can give you one. Alright, I'm going to skip this. So now they've given me their suggested details here, but we need to change all this because we're obviously on keto, so our goals are different. Anyway, click on get started now. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to go to our goals. Alright, so now before I edit my goals, what I need to do is go to my keto calculator and check what my requirements are. So as per my calculations, which you saw in the last video, I need 1355 calories a day, 30 grams of carbs, which is about 9%, 70 grams of protein, which is 21%, and 70% of fat, which is 106 grams. So I want to edit this here. Now, since this is the free version, I cannot edit the macronutrients in grams, so I'm just going to use the percentages. So I want 10% from carbs, I want 70% from fat, and I want 20% from protein, and my calorie requirement for the day is 1355. So as you can see, I've got about 34 grams of carbohydrates, 105 grams of fat, 68 grams of proteins, and I have saved my goals now. These are my goals. So that's pretty simple. Now what you also want to do is just check the other things here. We can see that we've got our calories by meal. So you can edit this if you like. You can also edit your fitness and your macronutrients, but I generally leave these as they are. Now once you're done setting up these fitness goals, we're going to go to the food section and we're going to go to the settings over here. What you want to do is we want to change the macronutrients that we're tracking. So we want the carbs, the fat, the protein. Now instead of tracking the sodium here, I prefer to track the fiber, and instead of the sugar, I prefer to track the sodium. So this is it, and there are a whole bunch of other settings, but we don't need to change any of those for now. You can change your basic breakfast, lunch and dinner if you have some other kind of meals. Hey, you can share that secret with me as well. You can also make your diary public, private, friends only, or locked with a key. Once you're done with this, hit the save changes. Alright, now that it's been changed, you can go to the food section and you will see calories, carbs, fat, protein, fiber and sodium. So these are the things that we need to track. Now we're going to log some food. So for example, say for breakfast, I'm going to eat some eggs. So I'm going to search for eggs. So let's say I had 3 eggs in a tablespoon of butter. Now as you can see, you can choose whether you want to select like a large egg. I generally go by weight, but since eggs are pretty generic, let's say I had 3 large eggs and maybe your scale has not been shipped to you yet, so let's say 3 large eggs. Alright, so there it's logged and you can see all the information that you need. And of course don't forget to add, for example, now I've had that tablespoon of butter in which the eggs were cooked, so I'm looking for a particular brand of butter called Amul butter. So let's search for that, and I said I had a tablespoon, so a tablespoon is about 15 grams, so let's say the butter, and of course if you can see the green mark here, it means it's a verified food. So again I can choose now, so 15 grams of Amul butter, so 15 servings of 1 gram is 15 grams. Add it to my food diary. Alright, so now you can see my entire breakfast was 323 calories. It gives you the total. I had 1 carb, I had 26 grams of fat, 19 grams of protein and no fiber and some sodium. And if you look down here, you can even see the calories you've consumed, your daily goals and how many you have left in each category. So this for me is how I figure out what to eat in a day. I will just add the food as I go along and I will adjust my meals accordingly. And let me show you something, for example. So let's say for lunch I decided to have some Headbangers Kitchen food. Let's look for what you can find. Headbangers Kitchen. Let's search. Alright, so we've got let's do the eggplant parmesan for lunch. And let's say I had 1 full portion of it and I added that to my lunch diary. So now you can see in this particular entry I've had 36 grams of carbs. Now it's important, now you can see it's a lot over my daily requirement, but if you notice I have got 16 grams of fiber. So that means this meal was only 20 grams of carbs. So totally I've had only 21 grams of carbs so far, leaving me with about 13 more. So that is the only sort of downside to this calculator, is that it doesn't give you net carbs, but there are a couple of scripts which I will talk about later, which you can add to your browser to get the net carb reading. So as you can see now, I've hit my I've hit these macros for the day. I've obviously had too many calories because one portion of the eggplant is way too much, and this is the very basic way of how to calculate your macros for the day. And of course make sure you drink plenty of water, and you can add the number of cups. So if I have 4 cups of water, I add it, and of course you can keep adding as you drink. And once you're done with your day, what you can do is complete your entry, and then of course it gives you like a sort of reading. So obviously because I was 900 calories extra thanks to this one entry, but for example, say I want to edit it. Suppose I realize, oh shit, I ate only half a portion, so I can click on it and I can edit it to say 0.5 of one portion and save it. So that's how you edit your entries. So alright, so now I'm within my calories for the day, and of course you can see it shows me the estimated weight loss. Of course this is not taking into account that you are doing keto, but yeah, and if you want to delete an entry, you just click here, entry is deleted. So this is the very basic way how to log your food on the Myfitnesspal app. And of course there's the home section where you can add your exercise and food from as well, and it kind of gives you a summary of your food. So anyway, that's the most basic way of how to input the food that you eat in the Myfitnesspal app. Now that we're done with that, let me take a minute and talk about net carbs that I mentioned in the video. Now when we're on keto, we do not count the total carbohydrates that we eat, and that is because we do not need to count fiber. So we count something called net carbs. Net carbs are basically the total carbs minus the fiber, and that gives you net carbs, and that is your carb limit for the day. The reason we don't count fiber is because when you have your poopy time, you will get rid of most of that fiber because your body doesn't digest or use it. So what you can do at the end of the day is just look at your total carbs, subtract the fiber, and you know your net carbs for the day. Now you can also download a couple of browser scripts. So there is one called Tampermonkey for Google Chrome, and there are a bunch of others which I will link again in the video description box for other browsers. What these scripts do is they will sort of work on your MFP, and they will show you a column for net carbs, which basically saves you the trouble of calculating net carbs. So anyway, I will link these programs in the video description box below. Basically it saves you the trouble of calculating the net carbs manually, and if you want, I'll do a video showing you how to set those up as well, but most of you, I'm pretty sure, can do the basic maths and figure it out. And finally, Myfitnesspal is also available as an app for your mobile phone. I think it's available for Android as well as iPhones. And the best part about this app is that you can actually use it and scan the barcode on food products to get the correct nutritional information. And of course, I think for most people, using the mobile phone is probably going to be easier rather than getting on the PC and logging your macros. But I definitely recommend setting up your account on the PC, getting all your information in place, and then using the mobile phone to log all your foods if that's more convenient for you. Anyway, I hope you found this episode helpful. If you have any questions, as always, leave them for me in the comments below and I'll try and answer all of them. If you have any suggestions for what topics you'd like me to cover on this Keto Basics or Keto 101 series, let me know as well, and I will definitely get around to doing it. So thank you for watching, guys. Cheers and keep ketoing. Hey folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Click here and watch the first part of the Keto Basics series. Otherwise, click here and watch my latest recipe video. Thank you all once again for supporting Headbangers Kitchen. We've got some merch that you can pick up. Video links in the description box below. Cheers, guys.